Magic time! Magic the Gathering is a trading card game that is over 30 years old now. It's a game that I used to play. I still have all my old decks. Look, here they are. These ones, they're very old now, like me. Look, this one I bought in, well, the copyright on it says 2005. Yes, I'm that old. Anyway, Doctor Who's done a version. They've done a tie-in with Doctor Who, so of course I had to buy it, didn't I? I haven't opened it yet. Shall I open it now? I'm going to open it now. Hi, I'm Phil. Welcome to my channel where I like to talk about all the geeky pop culture that I like and consume. As I mentioned just in the intro there, I have played Magic the Gathering before. I have decks that are now dusty and old. I have not played them in a long time. They've been gathering dust in the cupboard. I have random boxes of loose cards from Magic the Gathering. I have boxes of decks of Magic the Gathering, and most of them were bought between 2005 and 2007 while I was at university, while I had actual free time before I had a full-time job and kids. They take a lot of time. While I have not played with these cards in a very long time, maybe like a handful of times in the last 10 years, I couldn't resist when they announced this Doctor Who version of Magic the Gathering. I had to buy it. I was quite shocked by the price because this cost me £50. In it you get one deck, 2 booster packs, and so I think some artwork and a couple of other little bits, which admittedly is more than when I bought like this deck. I just got the deck, but this cost me, I think, in 2005 maybe £10, so £50 for one deck and some extras feels like a lot. I haven't worked out if that's fair with inflation or not, but it feels like a lot. But regardless, I'm hoping it's worth it. I don't know if I've got anybody to play this with. I have only bought one deck. Maybe I should have bought 2. If they were cheaper, I might have done. But I'm now I haven't opened it yet, and I thought I would open it on camera and look at it with you. See what you think. Now, what's the best way to get into this without destroying it? That's the next question I have. Where do you open this? I don't want to destroy the box. It's so pretty. This isn't really the best filming location for an unboxing, is it? While I'm opening this, should we talk about what Magic the Gathering is and roughly how you play it? These are new Commander deck things that didn't exist when I played, so there are some slightly different rules, I gather, but the gist of it is this. You have a deck of cards which will include things like creatures, spells and artifacts, and to use those cards you have to spend mana. This mana takes the form of cards which are also in your deck. And when you draw your cards on your turn, you'll be able to play a mana. You then tap that mana, which basically means turn it sideways, in order to utilize it for that turn. And at the beginning of every one of your turns, you can untap all your tapped mana to use it again. But you can usually only use it once per turn. That is, of course, unless you've got a special ability on one of your cards that allows you to use it twice or to untap something, etc, etc. You start with a certain amount of hit points, as does your opponent. I think it's 100, and then you try and basically whittle your opponent down by attacking with mostly creatures. You put out your creatures and then you attack with them. Of course, the attacks don't always get through to your opponent because they can defend with certain creatures as well. So what you end up doing is you attack and they choose what to defend with what, and you might eliminate some of their creatures, or their creatures might take hit points, or you might be lucky and get through and whittle down their hit points, and hopefully eventually somebody whittles it down to 0. That's the basics. It's a very rough, crude version of how you play this game. There are more rules to that. The enchantments and things, there are lots of different cards that do different things. Most of them are explained on the cards themselves, what they do, or if they're not, you can look up the rules somewhere. Plus, as I said, there's some additional rules, I believe, with these commander decks where you have a commander. I haven't looked that up yet. That one didn't exist when I last played this game. But I'm now into the box, so that's good. I've opened it. We've got two little counter things there, which look like they're push-outable. So I don't know what they're for, but this looks like this might slide out, hopefully. This slide out. It's really hard to get out without destroying the box. Yay! I got it out. Okay, so I've got an envelope. I love a mysterious black envelope. Within which is... Oh, I get a booster pack. Collector's Booster Sample Pack. It's not even a full booster pack. It's just a sample. Feels like it's got maybe 1 or 2 cards in it. That's a little disappointing. I was hoping for the full booster pack. But there we go. And we've got some giant cards. Some giant version of the cards. Don't know if you can just use them in your normal deck or if they're... What? I don't know what they're for. Oh, they're different planes. Okay, this is another new element to the game which didn't exist last time I played it. Well, last time I bought new cards, at least. I've played with my old decks in the old way since, but when I last bought cards, planes didn't exist. Planes are like locations, I think. So we've got Skaro there, lovely picture of Skaro. We've got the moon, the Dalek Asylum. I like that artwork. That's nice artwork. Mars, Trenzalore with the giant TARDIS. I can't pronounce that one, but it's a pretty picture. Oh look, Gallifrey. I mean, yeah, technically that does take place on Gallifrey, but if you were going to have a planes of Gallifrey, I would have thought a picture of the dome would have been slightly more suitable. But hey, so I need to work out how they're used because I don't know. In the pack, there's a picture of the card there. I think that's just decorative, so it looked through the window of the box. Got these little push-out tokens here of TARDISes, and on the other side, the Magic the Gathering logo. Some cards, one with Davros on there, one with the Magic logo on. Is there anything the other side of those? I don't know. So no, they're just cardboard on the back, just like a little push-out mini card. I imagine that's probably not used in the game, and it's just like a little extra collectible thing, maybe. Box to keep my deck in, presumably, when it assembles. Oh, it assembles into a... Yeah. These are quite big decks, I think, because like that, I mean, look at the size difference between my old classic deck and the box for this deck. You could fit 2 of these in there. Yeah. Box to keep the cards in. And finally, I think we've got the cards. We've got some other stuff as well. What else is in here? Oh, we've got a hit point wheel. Okay, that's handy. I'm guessing that's a hit point wheel. And it starts at 20, not 100. Don't know where I got 100 from. That does make sense. I vaguely remember it being 20 now. See, this is how long it's been since I played Magic the Gathering. You know, just to keep track on how many hit points you're on. That's handy. And then I think this might possibly be a playmat. No, that's just the rules. That's the rules. I thought you got a playmat with this because I saw one in some other videos. If you don't get it with this, I don't know what you get it with. But maybe there's a bigger set. I don't know. That is how many cards I've got. Look at that. That's quite a lot of cards. So, admittedly, while, hey, I got this for, I don't know, £10. I can't remember exactly. I think it was about £10 in 2005. This is probably maybe double the amount of cards. And plus inflation. So, say this amount of cards might have been 20 quid. Maybe 25, 15, 18 years ago. God, I'm old. Then, you know, maybe this is justifiable in the price. I don't know. It just pains me to spend this much money. Right, I'm going to open up these. I'm not going to show you every card because that would take forever, but I will have a quick flick through. Oh, look. Nice learn how to play Magic QR code there. Hey, I'll hold it up to the screen if I can get it to focus. Oh, no, it won't focus, will it? Because I've got the focus lock on. Never mind. I was going to let you scan it so you could find out how to play. But, yeah. So it looks like you play with a 99... This is an explanation of popular Magic formats. Standard, which is a 60-card deck made of the most recently released Magic sets. That sounds similar to what I used to play. This, however, is a Commander deck. Each player chooses a legendary creature to be their commander and builds a 99 card deck around that creature. I don't know if that is 99 cards or if that's more than 99 cards and you've got to choose your 99 out of this. But I've gone for the villains deck, so it's called Masters of Evil, the villains deck. So it's going to have a lot of bad guys in this. And oh, the other thing I didn't explain when I was explaining how to play is that your mana is of a certain colour. So the mana cards are usually, I think there's white, red, black, blue, and green. 5 colours. And you will usually make up a deck that, when I used to play, it was considered that you probably shouldn't have more than 2 colours in a deck. But, I mean, this has 3 apparently, because the symbols are on there. So it looks like we've got black, although it's purple here. Maybe they've changed it to purple. It's the skull. Red, which is fire, and blue, which is water. So maybe this has 3 in it. Maybe because it's a larger deck, it plays well with 3 different colours. But you have to use the right colour to play certain cards. So for instance, this one, Sound of Drums, you can see just here, it has a little red symbol. That means you need at least 1 of that red mana to play that card. You also then need 2, because it says the 2 next to it, of any colour. So you need 3 mana in total, 1 of them has to be red. If there were 2 red circles there, you would need 2 red plus a number. A number in a circle just means you can use any colour. An actual circle of a colour means you need 1 of that colour. One thing that is really good about Magic the Gathering is the artwork that is involved. There is some lovely artwork on these cards. That has always been the case throughout the history of Magic the Gathering. They have done phenomenal artwork on all their cards, and this looks to be no exception. There is some absolutely beautiful stuff here. Really nice, proper, it looks like painted artwork that they do for these. I mean, this card with the Daleks on it here, for instance, that it looks really nice. All the colours are very beautiful in that. So, like I said, this is a villains deck. So we've got Daleks, we've got the Master in here, various things. So land is the mana. So that's this is what you would play to then tap to use your cards. So this one is both a blue and a red mana. Interesting. Legendary land. Gallifrey Council Chamber. That's pretty cool. So then we got this is a sorcery card with Swarm on it. Feed the Swarm. So to give you an example of what some of the sorcery things, this one destroys a target creature or enchantment an opponent controls. You lose life equal to that permanent's mana value. So the mana value here, for this card, the mana value is 2. If I destroyed an enchantment of somebody else's that had that mana value, that would then deal 2 damage to me. So it's kind of a 2-edged sword, this one. You get to use it to destroy something of the opponent's, but you will take some damage for using it. So there's lots of things like that. Oh look, there's an actual Gallifrey picture. That's nice, isn't it? That's a land. And it also, while it's out, it says you can have no maximum hand size. So that's handy. Because usually you get a hand limit, which means you have to discard at the end of your turn if you've got too many in your hand. But with that card, you don't have to. Got some Weeping Angels there. Now these are the basic land cards that look a bit like that. Some of the other lands had special abilities. These are the basic ones that you just put out. You tap them to do stuff. Got a nice picture of a TARDIS on that one. In fact, it looks like all of the land cards have the TARDIS in various different backgrounds and locations. See? Ooh, this one's shiny. You see that? Shiny Davros. Davros, Dalek Creator, legendary artifact creature. This also feels like a thicker card. I think this must be a rare one then. One of the rare ones they talked about. Because it's thicker, it's shiny, it looks nice and it feels really nice. What does it do? So it's a 3/4 creature. To explain that, these are the sort of power and defense that your creature has, so how much it can attack with and how much it can take before it is killed. At the beginning of your end step, create a 3/3 black Dalek artifact creature token with menace. If an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn, Then each opponent who lost 3 or more life this turn faces a villainous choice. You draw a card, or that player discards a card. So lots happen when you play that card, by the sounds of it, or when it gets destroyed, or at the beginning of your end step, whatever. You basically just follow what it says on the card. If there are any terminologies you don't understand, you can look them up. Nice Cyberman there. I just held this card up, but I can't remember what's on it. Does anybody know what's on this card? What's on this card? I can't remember. Oh yeah, it's a silence. Yeah, it's a Oh, what's on the card? What's on the card? I like that card. That's quite cool. A Dalek exterminating someone. Sontarans. You've basically got all your recurring bad guys in this deck by the looks of it. So that's quite cool. Oh, you got Laser Screwdriver. Of course, in a villain's deck, you're not going to have the Sonic Screwdriver, are you? You're going to have the Laser Screwdriver. It's handles! They got handles. Auton Soldiers. Another recurring Doctor Who staple. Vashta Narada. That's some quite cool artwork. I'm not sure what it is, but it looks cool. Doomsday Confluence. This is very topical. Toymaker's Trap. Yes, we're getting the Toymaker back for the 60th, and he's got a card here as well, with a William Hartnell trapped in a toy robot. This is an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, secretly choose a number between 1 and 5 that hasn't been chosen. If you do, an opponent guesses which number you choose, then you reveal the number you choose. If they guessed wrong, you lose life equal to the number they guessed, and you draw a card. If they guess right, sacrifice the Toymaker's Trap. Oh, this is interesting. Turlo is in the villain's deck. Ah, because he's done a deal with the Black Guardian. See? So I clearly need to go through these and work out how I want to play. And then I've got to find somebody to play with, because currently I only have one of these decks. So even if I have a friend, if they don't have a deck, what am I going to do? There is, however, in my town a board game cafe, and they do... The one good thing about this is that you don't have to play against other Doctor Who decks. With this, apparently with these Commander decks, you can play against any other Commander deck. So you can play against the General Magic Commander decks, you can play against... They brought out some Lord of the Rings ones, you can play against them. So my suggestion, if you want to buy these and can only buy one, don't have any friends that have got any, then look out for a local board game cafe, because they probably have some sessions going where you can rock up with it and have a battle against somebody else with a Commander deck. Might not be a Doctor Who Commander deck you're battling against, but you can battle against Lord of the Rings or anyone really, and have a fun time that way, I guess. I would like to get another one of these. If I got another one, I would probably get the Classic Doctors one, because I like a bit of 8th Doctor, and he's in there somewhere, apparently. So I'd probably get that. But by the time I can afford it, they'll probably be sold out, so that'll be a shame. Hey, Magic the Gathering people, Wizards of the West Coast, is that what they're called? Wizards of the Coast, they're called. If you want to send me the Classic Doctors set, I'd do another video on it. I definitely will. I'll do many videos on it. I'll do a game and record it, whatever. But if I can get that set, I will. Have you bought this? Are you thinking of buying this? What do you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you've got a deck and want a game, maybe we can play. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.